Joining us now is our friend, political consultant, lobbyist, strategist, you name him, Roger Stone. Hey, Roger.
Steve, great to be with you.
Oh, great to be with you. How you doing?
Doing terrific. I'm in New York City today.
Oh, well, okay. If I had known that,
your town.
I would have insisted that you stop up. But nonetheless, it's great to have you. All right, we don't have a lot of time, so let me ask you first. Chris Christie. The talk all over the tube today is that Chris Christie had this lap band surgery in February where they, similar to what Al Roker had and others, where they tie your stomach a little bit and decreases your appetite, your ability to intake of food. And he supposedly has dropped 50 pounds, not that we really noticed. And the question they're asking all over, which really kind of offends me, is this more likely, does this make him more likely to be a palatable candidate for president? Does it matter?
Yeah, I really think it does. I mean, I agree with Chris Christie on some things. I disagree strongly with him on others. But I do think that his running for president with clearly the weight problem that he himself went on television and joked about raised serious questions about his health. I don't think the American people would elect a president if they were worried that that individual's weight posed a health risk. Would the president even live to finish his term? So to me, this is the greatest signal we've seen yet that Chris Christie will be a candidate in 2016. And frankly, I think a trimmed down Chris Christie will be even more formidable.
Yeah, it's funny because when people talk about, a female and her looks when it comes to running for president or in political office, it's always been a factor in presidential elections, going back to Kennedy and Nixon in the debate.
There's no question. And this wasn't just a question of Chris Christie being slightly overweight or even being overweight as Governor Mike Huckabee was. And then, of course, you recall he trimmed down for his presidential race, managed to keep most but not all of the weight off. I mean, if you saw Christie on Letterman a couple months ago, he isn't just fat, he was enormous.
Yeah, he is.
And it posed a health risk. I'm a friend of Chris Christie, and I want to see him live a long time. So this is good for his family. It's good for him. Good for New Jersey, and it may be good for his presidential campaign.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave it there and we'll move along. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about where the Republican Party is headed. We have Benghazi coming up. I think the Republicans, if they do it right and then utilize it down the road, could score a lot of points. And I don't mean that this should be about scoring points. This should be about getting to the truth of why 4 Americans died. But nonetheless, I think this is something that the American public would be interested in if they knew what really happened. And I also think I just think on immigration reform, I think the Republicans are wading down a river here, which is not going to bear any fruit for them or they're planting a tree which won't bear fruit because no matter how far they go, Roger, I believe they'll still be portrayed as the villains, that they didn't go far enough. The Democrats wanted this, but the evil Republicans wouldn't give it, so they had to settle for this bill. Now, if only the Democrats had all the power, they would have given you this and this and this, plus the tens of thousands, tens of millions are all going to be, or most of them are going to be Democratic voters. So I just don't see what advantage this holds for Republicans to do immigration reform.
Well, let's take these one at a time. First of all, on Benghazi, my question is simple. What did the president know and when did he know it?
And Hillary.
There needs to be a full inquiry.
Yep.
And as I used to say in the 1970s, it could be jail to the chief. I think the president's lying. I don't think they've been clear about what they really did. If it turns out to be true, as is indicated, that a rescue squad, in essence, a task force was stopped from going in to save American lives, then Barack Obama should pay with his office. He needs to be removed, if that's the case. He needs to be removed.
Okay, now immigration.
No, we don't. Now immigration. First of all, I don't buy the idea that the Republican Party has an anti-immigration majority. I actually think that immigration has to be viewed as an economic issue. And as you move what is today an underground economy to the recognized economy, I think that's additive to the overall strength of the economy. Plus, employers will be paying benefits instead of government paying benefits. So it's kind of there's a double advantage, I think, to the country. There is a pro-immigration majority among Republicans in both the House and Senate, in my opinion. And we have to deal with the political reality, given the socioeconomic and demographic changes in the United States. If the Republican Party is viewed as being anti-immigrant, we are locking ourselves out of the White House forever.
All right, Roger.
For the foreseeable future.
We're going to have to end it on that. I appreciate it. We'll talk more about this, and we'll have you back soon. Thank you, sir.
Steve, great to be with you.
Okay, Roger Stone, ladies and gentlemen.